Okay guys, I am back for another recipe. This week I thought I'd do something a little bit more simplified, something that brings me back to my childhood. This is, I don't even know what you call this actually, but my Uncle Don used to make this around the holidays as an hors d'oeuvre, and it is rye bread, it is American cheese, and it is pepperoni, and as time went on, I just add a little bit of oregano to the top. Okay, I have no idea what you call this. Maybe pepperoni in a bed in a blanket. Okay, something like that. Whatever. We'll have fun with this one. So that's where I first seen this recipe. It's very simple. It's pepperoni. It's rye bread. I have a couple pieces cut here. I have some Land O'Lakes American white cheese here, and I have a little bit of oregano. That's it. That's what this recipe is for. Now, I remember back in the day, oh Lord, it's probably 40 years ago, roughly, that he used to make these. My Uncle Don was a fantastic cook. Did a lot of cooking in his life, along with my Aunt Phil. Italian household. You guys know the story by now, I'm sure, after watching my videos. And this is just one of the things. I was thinking back to things I used to eat around holidays and things like that, just trying to come up with some ideas to shoot another video. This is what it came up to be this week. So you guys follow me along, follow it right to the end of the video. These are they're basic, but they're absolutely delicious. So let's get going with this recipe. Okay, before I get to the recipe, you guys have been great on my channel, I have to say. Subscribing is doing fantastic. Views are doing phenomenal. Keep that up if you can. If this is your first time in here on my channel, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for watching whatever video you choose to watch. Hopefully you watch them all. Click that notification bell. I post a new recipe every Friday or Saturday, depending on my schedule and editing. And we're going to get on with this recipe. So let's get going right now. Okay, so we're on to the first part of this video. Now, I do want to say, this is not what I consider the original recipe is when I used to have these at 12 years old, or however old I was, at least 40 years ago, I would say. This is not the right kind of bread to use. However, it is a rye bread, and that's what my uncle, I believe, used back in the day. Okay, but they actually used a cocktail bread, which is, I'll post a picture of it while I'm talking of exactly what it's supposed to look like. So I've gone to 5 different stores to try to complete this recipe with no luck at all. So 5, apparently my oven is preheated, and I've had no luck. Okay, so I wound up talking to somebody at my local grocery store, and they said that the reason why I cannot get these cocktail breads is because they can't keep up with supply and demand. It was a whole contractual issue. They broke the contract, blah, 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 all this stuff. I'm sure somebody or something is going to blame it on COVID. If they do, well, whatever. But you can't get it anymore. So the next best thing is I got a nice quality rye bread, and this is how we're going to break it up. So I have 1 piece cut. I get about 5 pieces out of each one. So I'm just going to turn this around. I'm just going to show you guys how I did it. You guys can do it any way you want to. You try to keep the size of the bread almost the size of the roundness of the pepperoni. Okay, so that's kind of like the goal here. Nothing complicated about this. Okay, so this is what we're going to do, just like this. All right, and then this last piece here, I'm just going to cut these off like that. See how simple, right? Nothing I do here is complicated. Everybody can follow this stuff along. Okay, so I'm only going to make a small batch of these today, maybe, I don't know, 15 or so, I would say. So that's how you cut these up. Now, I wouldn't use like a white bread, a flimsy bread. I would use something with a little, not so much give to it, right? You want it to be sturdy. I do remember that about this recipe, that it was a little bit sturdy on the bottom. Okay, so here we go with the cheese, right? Nothing, again, nothing complicated. We're just gonna take 4 slices of Land O'Lakes cheese. That's just my favorite cheese. It's what I like. You guys can use what you guys like, okay? So we're gonna do this. Basically, we're gonna be making some little sandwiches, okay? Get the pepperoni in here, and we're gonna cut off. We're just gonna cut off the end, just like that. Set this aside, and we're just gonna cut. Now you want a little bit of bite to this, right? So it's, I don't know, 1/4 inch, maybe a little more. That's what I'm gonna do, okay? So just kind of like that. So what I said, about maybe 1/4 inch, right? Okay, I'm gonna cut up some more pepperoni here, and I'll be back with you guys in just a few seconds. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you really quick. This is gonna be a super quick video, but it gives you an idea if you ever need to make a quick appetizer. I'm gonna push this aside here, just like that. I'm gonna bring in a bacon tray, okay? And sorry about the camera. This light with this color does not do good. So just hang with me if you can. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna do this. I remember these being so delicious when I was a young kid, right? It was always a treat. You could eat like a whole. If my uncle watches this, he'll probably actually giggle maybe a little bit, because I could literally eat a whole tray of these when I was a kid. I mean, it's just what happened, I guess. All right, so here we go. We're gonna throw a slice of pepperoni on each one, just like this. We're just gonna dress them up. This. It's amazing that the simple recipes like this, right? You know, are sometimes the best ones. Okay, that's it. That's all we're doing. We're not getting fancy. We're not getting crazy with this, right? And then we're gonna put these to bed, right? We're gonna throw the blanket on top of them. I guess we'll call it that. We'll call it something like that, right? Just like this. Throw a piece of cheese on these. And then these will be going straight into a 350-degree oven for about 10 minutes, I would say. I'll give you a more accurate time when I pull these out, because you just want the cheese to melt. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take a little tiny pinch of oregano, and this is just so it looks nice after it comes out of the oven. I don't believe that my uncle did this part, so I just kind of added this for a little bit of flavor. And the other thing that he didn't do was he didn't serve this with spaghetti sauce. So when you see the sauce at the end, I actually have that on the stove right now, getting hot. If you like that, go on over to my channel, scroll for Italian recipes. I just compartmentalized my site so it's easy for folks to find stuff. And just look for the recipe called Sauce and Meatballs. You'll learn how to make that sauce that we're doing right now. Okay, these are going to go into the oven at 350, maybe 10 minutes. Like I said, I'll give you more of an accurate deal when they come out. Okay, so we just pulled these out of the oven. I just want to show you guys exactly what these look like. Now, I'm not going to be able to tilt the pan because it's a non-stick pan. So this is what they look like. This is how I cook these down. Cheese is nice and melted. Pepperoni is nice and warm underneath there. The bread got probably a little bit toasty. Yep, a little bit. Okay, so now all we're going to do is, you guys know what's coming. Got to plate it up, right? Got to make it look presentable. So we're going to bring in here, we're going to bring in some of my homemade sauce. We're going to put that there, and then we're just going to take these, and we're just gonna kind of do this. Just make it look nice, right? No special way. Whatever your eye says to do, right? Just like this. And I'll tell you, these are fantastic. Haven't made these in a while, but just like that. Sorry about my hands being in the way. Okay, so once again, I don't know what these are. Okay, so we're gonna label them as I went along today. Okay, so they're pepperoni beds with a blanket on them, I guess is what we'll call them. Okay, I don't know what I'm going to list it in the title, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So let me just try one of these, see if these are exactly what and how I remember. A little bit of homemade sauce. Oh my God. Beautiful. Exactly how I remember them, except the bread's a little bit different. Like I said earlier in the video, and as you've seen, the bread that you're actually supposed to use with these, but these work as well. Okay, that is my recipe for this week. If you guys like my recipe this week or any other recipe that I've done, click the like button, click the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so I can put out a video every single week for you guys just like this. Okay, we're going to get into the pasta again. I'm going to give the pasta a couple weeks break. I got some other great videos coming up, so stay tuned for that. Okay, until next week, everybody have a great week coming up, and I will see you in the next recipe.